So it's easier to, in that granular perspective, continue to elevate. I like to look at consciousness more almost like it is a physical structure. Just like particles and different types of particles, they have different characteristics as to how they align when they fall. If you could analyze the particles that are there, you're going to have bigger ones at the bottom and lighter and lighter and lighter towards the top. Well, if the structure of our consciousness is continually becoming lighter and lighter and lighter, we are elevating, and it allows us to experience new levels of all the good things, joy, happiness, I would say, and feeling it more profoundly. It really all comes back to being conscious of the tiniest things. When we're conscious of those tiny things, we can see with more clarity what's actually happening and how we are creating all the time, not just once in a while. It's all the time. But it's like the clouds as they move by. If it's not a windy day, they might look like they're not really moving that much. But when you take a time-lapse video of that, you can see them moving all over the place. That's what's happening in our consciousness. That's what's happening in our experience from moment to moment. And when we tune in and can see how we are shifting those movements, it amplifies our power because we become more conscious of what we're doing and how we're creating and how we're producing new forms in this experience. When I see that, I always find it interesting and cool that there's so much movement going on. It's like they become alive. Well, that's really what's happening in our experience with all these different energies. If we could see it all, it would be like the clouds are twisting all over the place and moving and shifting. My sense is that most are looking at the picture where the clouds are not moving, and they're living their lives like that's how reality is. And they're not thinking about the shifting of those movements that are happening constantly. They're looking at the picture, they see it, they say, this is how it is. I think that we're so powerful that we can create the focus that we'd like to have something happen or be in our experience. And then those tiny things start moving and shifting, and it's shifting into form. And if we are not nurturing the continuation of that movement and we say, oh, nothing's happening, that instantly stops that movement of form from showing up. So it's so important that when we have something that we're focusing on, that we're nurturing that vision on an ongoing basis in our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our words, all of these ways that we create, and we live in that new creation. When we do that, we magnetize all the components to naturally show up and align. Those beautiful cooperative components.